Hey, what's up, my YouTube family? Your man DJ Roxy from Roxy Entertainment. It's been a minute since I haven't done a live on YouTube. Um, well, today I'm at the shop. I'm gonna be repairing this DJM S9 mixer, legendary mixer, one of the best mixers ever made, in my opinion. Um, and this one has a broken RCA connector inside of this. So I'm gonna go ahead. I can either take this out or go ahead and or replace these RCAs. I do have these RCAs connectors, so I'm just probably gonna just replace it. Um, yep. So shout out to everybody that's connected. Like I said, problem with your turntables, CDJs, mixers, controllers, speakers, Roxy Electronics and Repair got you covered, located at 1000 NC Music Factory in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can hit us up. So right now we're going to be working on this bad boy. Start this off. And a lot of these mixers I fix in the shop. A lot of S9, um, the Rain 62. A lot of those mixers come to the shop to fix. Um, And I've been fixing this bad boy for a minute. So go through this shit with my eyes closed. So yeah. So once again, yes, we do repair controllers. I do a lot of the DDJ, SZ, which is the big controllers. I get a lot of those that come through the shop. Um, a lot of the Roland controllers. I do a lot of those. Um, the smaller ones, I do a lot of the smaller ones, which is the SR, DDJ SR. A lot of those comes to the shop, and the beauty about you know the business that I'm doing is that a lot of people from all over the place be shipped this stuff to my shop to repair, um, which is great. It's a lot cheaper than shipping your stuff out to Pioneer or one of these big companies that's gonna charge you a lot of money for repairs. Um, I'm a DJ myself. I DJ on the weekends. So I'm very reasonable when it comes to my pricing, knowing that I know how much DJs make and stuff like that. We're not millionaires, so I'm very uh, when it comes to my pricing, I give people a good price. I'm reasonable with my pricing when it comes to the repairs. Um, Once again, shout out to everybody that's connected. And in case you don't know, we are here fixing a S9 mixer. We're gonna be changing the ports on this. I gotta get a small screwdriver to get these screws out. Once again, I really appreciate you guys for following the work that I do, subscribing to this channel. Really appreciate that. Um, yeah, I'm looking for a small screwdriver to get these screws out. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Once again, your man DJ Roxy from Roxy Electronics and Repair. bad boy. Open up. If there's anything you want to know about Roxy, Roxy Entertainment, Roxy Electronics and Repair, leave your questions below. Um, like I said, right now we are fixing the USB ports on this Pioneer DJM S9 mixer. Now these mixers right now, um, the value of these mixers are ridiculous still. You know, these mixers still got a value of anywhere from 900 and to $1,400. Um, do I recommend anybody paying that much for this mixer? I mean, $900 is reasonable for this mixer right now, but with all these other options that we have on the market right now, these newer options, it's too much money to pay $1,200 or $1,300 for one of these S9 mixers. That's ridiculous. So, um, don't recommend that you go that route. I'd really recommend, I mean, if you have that kind of budget, which is the mixer that I use the Pioneer S11, and that's a great mixer in every way. I mean, um, I use Rain 72s, and to be honest with you, not even the Rain 72, um, in my opinion, come close to that S11. S11 is where it's at. Now, one thing that I do when I do videos showing guys how to do stuff is I um I tell them to put all your screws separate when you repairing doing your repairs. Of course, I do this stuff all the time, so I know where each screw go where. Um, but I highly recommend that you put your screws separately. And this is very similar procedure. Opening this mixer and opening the S11 mixer, same process for both mixers. Oh, yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions. Um, put this to the side. So this is the top panel of the S9 mixer. This is the board that we're going to be replacing the RCA connection. If you look in right here, this is what we're going to be working on right now. So this is the board that responsible for all the inputs um, from your turntable, your CDJs, your mic input, um, and right here, this is your auxiliary input. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that. One thing that I highly recommend are the soldering station when you're doing this type of work. Uh, Definitely something to really invest in. Um, so so once if you're just logging in, what I'm doing right now, I'm replacing the RCA's connectors on an S9 mixer. Right now, this is the board that has the broken RCA connector inside of the connector. So I'm going to be taking the parts out of this, which is good. Um, this board is bad, but the connectors is good. So I'm going to take the connectors from this to put it on the other board. Um, so that's one thing I know as the owner of a repair shop. Some stuff you just don't throw away. I hardly throw away old parts because you always going to probably need it some way down the line. Um, so this was replaced from a mixer that I did last week, from an S9 mixer that I did last week. Um, but this card is bad, but the connectors is good. Like I said, highly recommend the soldering station. Really invest in this stuff. Just make it a lot easier to get your connectors off or anything off when you have this without damaging your PCB board. So shout out to everybody that's connected. Shout out to everybody that follow my work. Really appreciate you guys, supporting this channel. So that's it. You see, now I have a good connector that I'm gonna be placing in this board that have the broken connector. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this connection off. Make life so easy. Get really hot. You know, something to be mindful of when you're doing this. That's it. So this, if you look inside of this, it has a broken piece of RCA. Now you could have take this and push it out, push these out, and get it out. But my client tried to get the piece out, and it looked really bad and damaged the inside of that. So I'm replacing it with a new one. So I have the new one right here. Just shove that in there. and we're gonna go ahead and solder this. When you enjoy doing something that when you were doing something that you enjoy doing, it doesn't even feel like work. Um, but this is what I do as a 9 to 5. I do repairs during the week. On the weekends, I DJ, which I enjoy that part of my career too, the DJing, um, and creating a business like this that help a lot of DJs out, especially in my town that doesn't have many guys that does what I do, the repairs and stuff like that. So a lot of these guys depend on my business to bring this stuff in, so they could have their stuff ready, you know, for them to be DJing on the weekend. So um, this is ready. This is good. Now my next step gonna be just make sure I put some soldering on the other connectors. And this is a weak part of the S9 mixer. What happens sometimes is that the way this push in and push out all the time when you're plugging in and plugging out your RCAs, whether you're using turntable or CDJs, that kind of put pressures on these connectors right here and the soldering joints, and these soldering joints become broken sometimes. That's why sometimes you don't get no connection. A lot of people come to the shop, oh, they got no connection on their RCAs, whether the phono or regular line input, but it's because these break after some time, especially if you one of those DJ that do a lot of gigs and plug in and plug out your stuff constantly. This is what happens. All right, so it's time for me to reassemble this back in the unit. Very simple. You just drop it in there. Just make sure we get this in there. We put the screws to hold that. We can turn this off. Put all the connectors in there. And believe it or not, the S9 mixer is designed so much like, or I should say the S11 is designed so much like the S9 mixer. Um, yep, so once you get all these connectors in, you have a connector here, connector here, connector here, connector there. We're gonna go ahead and put the screws that goes on the outside. You have this connector here. You also need to put it in. So we got that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in before I close this mixer up and forget. A lot of people ask me, like, I'm good at this stuff. And it all started out as a kid. When I was like 7, 8, as a little kid, I always was like wondering. I always used to wonder like how things work. And so many times I used to like open up old radios and want to know how this radio works. And by the time I was like 10, 11, now my dad is an auto mechanic. And he always used to take me with him to the junkyards and stuff and to get engine parts. he will get the engine parts, but I will always try to get like this the radios, all of these old cars and the speakers, and go home as a 10, 11-year old that I was at that time, and get the radios out and the speakers out of these old cars and go home, connect them to a battery or to a converter, power supply, or whatever. Um, and just by the time I was 12, I was running a business where I was like installing car radios in people's cars at the age of 12. So I used to have like three different hustles at the age of 12. I used to fix radios in cars, installation in radios in cars. um, I was very good at fixing bikes. So I was like running this bike shop, and this is the age of 12, you know. And I used to work at the supermarket, bagging bags. Um, I would wash cars on the weekend. So I was always a hustle, always on the hustle, always trying to make money. That was me. Um, and that's why I grew up with everything I wanted. Like even the rich kids in my neighborhood never had what I had because everything I ever wanted, I got it. Like I got it, but it was through hard work, and like I was always hustling to get what I want. Like even when I start going to school, I was wearing like the latest Jordans and the latest this and latest that to the because I was hustling for my own thing, legally hustling for my own stuff. So yeah, and that's the hustle mindset that when my kids come around, I try to teach them that, you know, be an entrepreneur somehow. Even if you just, out there selling brooms, selling socks, whatever it takes, so you could own your own business and make money. So definitely putting this bad boy together. Sure, all the screws are in and in tight. So we just double check everything. So everything is straight. If you're just logging in, shout out to everybody that's logging in. Shout out to everybody that support this channel. And one thing that I really want to start doing with this channel is starting to do giveaway. I mean, Google is not paying me enough money right now, but the minute that Google pay me enough money, I'm really gonna start doing a lot of giveaway. I believe in giving away stuff. Um, but to give away stuff, you have to get it somewhere. So once that's once Google is stop paying me more, I'm gonna be giving out whether it's whatever, at least every 2 weeks, every week, or every month or whatever. Doing giveaways and get everybody um, excited about the channel. So something I have in mind um, to do in the future for sure, for sure, for sure. Shout out to everybody that's connected. If you're just logging in right now, I'm repairing a Pioneer DJM S9 mixer um, and giving you some history how I got started with this stuff. Now, all this stuff was self-learned. I didn't have nobody to mentor me or to teach me any of this stuff. I just learned all this stuff as a kid. From the age of 7, 8, I was always that kid who always wanted to learn how electronic works. So it's something like a gift. I shouldn't say something like a gift. It is a gift, gift from God that I have, with repairing stuff and learning quick how things work. And that's a gift. That's a gift. Um, Sometimes you can't even learn that shit in school, you know. So it's like even with my sound engineering stuff, like I used to work in this studio. It was like a big studio, $5 million studio. Um, and I was the only engineer that didn't went to school. Um, the rest engineer went to school for engineering, boo boo, went with that. But then I was the only engineer that didn't went for school, but everybody used to request me. Every client that used to come to the studio, they would request me to be the main engineer for the project. Um, and all that started out from the practical. And this is what I tell people all the time. Having books, yeah, it's great. You got the books in you, whatever, but practical means everything. If you don't have the practical part of it, and some people just have the practical and the airs, and that was me when I was working at the studio. Like I had a practical and the airs for that stuff. So yeah, and everybody would request me um, to be the main engineer for the project. So once again, shout out to everybody that's connected. Your main DJ Roxy. Just in case you don't know, I'm here repairing a Pioneer S9 mixer, and giving out some history, how I started out, and practical talking to you guys. If you have any questions, leave your questions below. Um, I'd like to hear what you guys got in mind. In the meantime, this is work, but like I work for myself, so it's like working for yourself. It's the freedom that you have. If I want to go take a nap right now, I don't have to ask permission. You are owner of your own time, if it makes sense. I mean, I do respect anybody that go to a 9 to 5, but some people are not cut for 9 to 5. I'm one of those that are not cut for 9 to 5. I did had a couple 9 to 5 jobs, but those 9 to 5 jobs I didn't stay long because I believe in an entrepreneur mentality. Um, from the time I was a kid. Like I said earlier in the video, it started out for me at the age of like 12, owning businesses, you know, bike shops, repairing car system, radios and car system in cars. Like that was me all the time, like, hustling. Um, yeah, yeah. So let me put this mixer together. Right here we have the connectors that needs to go in. Once again, shout out to everybody that's connected. Let me know in your comments, what kind of video you like to see from Roxy. Or if you're having any kind of issues, any of your NPCs or any stuff. I did a video yesterday showing you guys how to connect um, your Tascam mixer, which that video was highly requested of me. I finally had some time yesterday to do it. So I did the video. So if you guys thinking about upgrading or getting one of those mixers. And those mixers are not expensive right now. The Tascam DM 4800 and the 3200, um, they're not expensive right now. I mean, those mixers was ridiculous expensive when it first came out. Like I bought one last week. Not even last week when it was. Today is Thursday. It was on Monday. Um, I bought one from a guy on Monday, and he gave me the desk. He gave me the mixer, and he it was only $500. And yo, that was a great deal. I mean, I'm not saying that you're gonna get that deal every day because those mixers right now, that same mixer right now goes anywhere from 12 to $1,500, especially if it has a meter bridge. But that mixer, I highly recommend it. Even at $1,500, that if you get it and you pay for that, like it's still a great deal because that mixer was like $6,000, $7,000 when it first came out. So the Tascam DM 3200 and 4800 are great mixers to buy, and I'm showing you how to connect that stuff with your computer, so you can connect it to your DAW and you have control with your DAW. Um, I know I'm talking a little too much, and I gotta finish this off. Um, but yeah, any questions you have, just let me know in your comments below. I try to answer those questions. Um, and once again, shout out to everybody from across the nation. Um, let me know in your comments below where you're watching me from right now, which part of the world you in right now. Um, I know I haven't done much traveling in Europe, but I know that's part of my bucket list to go to Europe. And I get a lot of people from Europe, um, Spain, England, and stuff like that. Um, and one day I go. And what's funny is that I do have like a English passport from England, um, due to my mom and stuff like that. And I never use it to go England or any place like that. And I can go England to live like any regular citizen because I do have that passport. You understand? But all my life in the American lifestyle, um, I just love America. So yep, looking for that one screw. Where you at, baby? There, that screw. Right here. Need my glasses. Once again, shout out to everybody that's connected, that's watching this video. Um, Love and respect. And if you're just logging in, like I said, I'm fixing a DJM S9 mixer for one of my DJ colleagues. Um, if you're logging in, the RCA connector was broken off, so I replaced it, and we're good to go. Just putting this bad boy together. And when you're doing repairs and stuff like that, all you have to make sure that you know like the old saying, measure twice and cut once. You know, you have to kind of take your time with this stuff. Don't rush it. If you're a DJ or anything, let me know in your comments below what kind of equipment you use for your DJ gigs. Um, if you use mixers, if you use controllers or stuff like that, let me know in your comments. Like I said, I haven't done a live in a minute. It's been a long time I haven't done a live. Um, it's good to see people connected. Now this screw right here always gives a little bit of problem, and my magnets and my screwdrivers are not as good right now, so kind of pain in the butt. Have to magnetize these screwdrivers. Something that I do, but I'm being so busy with work right now that didn't give me a chance to magnetize these screwdrivers. Yep, the S9 mixer, one of my favorite mixer of all time. When this mixer came out, it was a real game changer to this mixer. Real game changer. Um, when this mixer came out, I was so excited for this mixer. Bought it right away. Um, then I sold that mixer, um, and I bought the 7. So, yep. Yeah. So all it is now to put this stuff together, just make sure we got everything straightened out. I'm gonna blow this out just a bit. Now, a lot of people doesn't know that these spacers can be replaced for the stoppers. Um, Sorry about the noise in the background for my compressor. I just air out this, and the compressor was low on air. Even this is game changing when it came out with this different type of spacers. Um, yeah, so these spacers right here, you can replace these spacers and put them right here, and they give you a different feel on the crossfader. And like I said, that was a game changer when I first came out. I mean, uh, not no other mixer was doing that, and it give you the feel of any other fader that crossfader, even from the older crossfader, that those clicky faders that the new marks back in the days used to bring. You can have that feel in this S9 if you enjoy that. If you don't like that, you like the rubber feel when you're hitting. Um, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Um, so we are almost done with it with this repair. Now for this, I didn't need to take these knobs off. Did not have to remove, but I did remove them because I want to go ahead and clean this mixer out. I mean, you cannot see it in the video, but it's dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of get into those buttons and clean this out for the client. Something that I do, make sure that the mixer is in clean uh, condition when I give it to the clients. It's just like when I take my truck out to repair or to service, it's a good feeling when they get you back to truck in clean condition. Like they clean it out, Of course, not much body shop or a workshop or whatever you can mechanic shop doesn't do that. Uh, this mixer is have not seen clean days in a long time, so we're gonna go ahead and clean this bad boy, get it nice and clean for the client. Um, if you're just logging in, so what I did to this mixer is change the RCA connectors in the back, as you can see. Put some new RCA connectors. Just making sure that this is clean. Now this is when it comes to the S9 and the S11 too. This has this plastic on top. It's kind of hard to keep it clean. It's hard to keep this mixer clean. Um, Once again, shout out to everybody that's connected. Uh, Repairing the S9 mixer now. All three these pads are very, very dirty. Kind of a stain. Um, so we could go ahead and start putting all the knobs on this. Start with the filter knobs. These are very tricky. You have to look inside and try to figure out where this goes in. These are really pain in the butt to get in there. Has like a little slot in there that you gotta make sure that you get it right, straight in there before you can put it in. That's good. We could put all these. This is my second repair for the day. The first repair that I did today was I did Alyssa's Q. It's got a QS6. That's what it is. A QS6 keyboard uh, that that I repaired. Um, Now that keyboard had a problem with the power supply. Um, and that's the first thing you look at when you're doing repairs. Like the guy brought it in, he's saying that the keyboard was bad. Uh, and the first thing you do when you're doing repairs like that, you check your power supply. You make sure that your power supply um, is you have voltage coming out of your power supply before you even open the keyboard. Um, that's the first thing I do. Check the power supply. Make sure we got voltage going in. No voltage going in, that means it's a power supply that need to either be repaired or need to be replaced. We are almost finished with this job. One more button right here. Now this client broke off these little clip, so I think I have one new clip. Probably gonna put it in. I don't have much of these clips. I need to order more of those clips. Um, People try to force these faders to take off these faders, and they break these clips. Now each of these clips costs like around $10. So you wonder what clip I'm talking about? Just a little tiny thing. So yeah, and you know what? This clip will not work in that one because that clip smaller than the one that comes with a S9. So guess you be out with no the clip. Here's what it is. You just put a fader in there. Put this fader in there. All right, and we are good to go when it comes to this repair. Like I said, new RCA connectors on this. The connectors was broken off on, let me see, right here. This is the one that we take out. Um, I know you can't see, but it has a broken RCA piece inside of this. And I went ahead and replaced this connector in this mixer. So once again, if you're logging in just now, I did a repair on this mixer, the Pioneer S9 mixer, one of my all-time favorite mixer. Highly recommend this baby right here. I know I have a lot of options on the market right now, but this mixer right here is a real game changer. I did a video on this. Should you buy one of these mixers? And I highly recommend it. If you don't have that money to pay for a S7 or S11 mixer that on that ridiculous range, you can still look into buying one of these. Now, the more I would pay for one of these is $800, $900 at max that I would pay for one of these. Um, Not recommending people to go out of their way paying out $1,200, $1,300. Like you seeing these on Reverb and eBay for some ridiculous $1,400. Like you add another $100 and you get an S7, you know. Um, and to be honest with you, I did a video on this too. I would more recommend this than the S7. Now the S11 is a whole different class. That's the best DJ mixer out there right now, hands down. I don't care what Rane bring out. I know Rane bring out this beautiful Rane 70 now, the silver one that just came out. In I forgot what the name of the guy, but that new mixer, it looks great, but it cannot compare to the S11. Um, and hands down, I compare. I'd rather like Pioneer products over Rain products. Back in the days, I was a Rain guy, but Rain products are not as durable as they used to be. And as a repair guy, I can tell you that. Um, One of the biggest thing that Rain mixers has, that's a real turn off for me, is that they have the power supply into the main board integrated at once as at one unit, versus these mixers, you have the power supply separate from the main board or the main PCB board. The main motherboard, whatever you want to call it, is separate. So um, something to look at, the design of the Rain mixers compared to the Pioneer design. I love the design of this mixer. So, yep. With this, I'm gonna be logging out. If you didn't watch this to the end, um, I replaced these RCA connectors in this mixer, and that's what we did. So, yep. Shout out to everybody, and once again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, it's the perfect time to hit a subscribe button. I would like to thank all my subscribers. God bless. Have a great day. Have a good night. In some part of the country, it's nighttime right now. So until next time, your main DJ Roxy, logging out.